I'm Steve, and I am hooked on cruising. One of the things that my wife Caroline and I have done in the last few years is go on cruises more frequently. We are both at least recently retired, and so we anticipate our travel activities are going to increase. One of the things that I've always found to be a little bit of a burden when we're doing traveling is the fact that I have to travel with a CPAP machine to deal with my sleep apnea. So in the process of dealing with that, we've noticed that that tends to be cumbersome at best, trying to go through airport security in particular. It doesn't tend to be that much of an issue as far as getting on cruise ships, etc. But it is sort of big, kind of bulky, and since it's something that you need to be carrying with you getting on the ship, it's something that I've been thinking about for a while of maybe I could find something that's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to deal with, easier to carry with us when we actually try and get on board the cruise ship. So one of the things I have done recently was to go out and purchase a travel CPAP machine. And I want to make sure that you understand up front, this is not a sponsored video in any way, shape, or form. This is just information that I was able to dig up and purchase that I decided to make based on information from my doctor that's dealing with the sleep apnea issue with me, and information I was able to glean from various sites on the internet, both recommending travel CPAPs as well as sites that are selling those. First thing to note is that if you're buying a travel CPAP and you typically use health insurance to cover your CPAP equipment and supplies, that will not be covered, in any case that I've been able to find out, by health insurance. So it is something that you get to pick up the entire cost of, and it is a reasonably expensive adventure. So if that's not something that you're going to be able to cover the cost of, something to keep in mind in the future if you get to a point where you're traveling enough that it would make sense and you think it would be a worthwhile expenditure for you. So what I decided to pick up from the equipment perspective is a device called a ResMed AirMini. And this device is substantially smaller than my standard CPAP device that I use. There's a variety of other neat features about this particular machine, and this actually is a small enough device that I can pick up and hold in the palm of my hand. And my normal CPAP machine is about 3 times this size, so this is a lot lighter weight, a lot smaller size. Going to be a lot easier to deal with as far as travel considerations and being able to carry it with me wherever I need to go. So I thought I would go ahead and just unpack this since it just showed up within the last few days and let you know what comes with this particular package. So obviously the machine comes with it. It comes with the power supply to be able to plug it in to the wall, which is pretty standard. One of the other neat things about this particular unit is that it does not have a humidifier attached to it. Most of the machines you can buy with a humidifier to provide humidity when you're breathing overnight so that your airways don't get too badly dried out. And I've noticed on occasion if I've let the water in the humidifier on my normal machine get too low and it runs out overnight, I tend to be pretty parched and feel like I was sleeping in the desert overnight. So what this does is it has actually little filters that you can use as part of the packaging, a thing called a Humid X filter. They send 2 of them to you. There's a Humid X and a Humid X Plus. Apparently the Humid X Plus is used for people that are living in dry climates. We're in southern Indiana, which is enough humidity to not have to worry about that, presumably. We're not out in Arizona or someplace like that. The Humid X can also be used apparently at high altitude. So if you're using it on a plane, for example, if you're doing like an overseas trip to Europe or Asia and trying to sleep on the plane, you probably would want to use that Humid X filter. It also comes with a little carry bag associated with it. I'm not sure that I will end up using that particular carrying bag. I'd like something a little bit sturdier, and this is just a sort of a standard foldable cloth type bag, so I will probably use a different carrying device for that. One of the other quirks with this CPAP machine is that the tubing that you use for it is not a standard tubing, and I looked at several different sites to try and get pricing information before making a purchase. Each of them required that if I was going to buy the ResMed AirMini, I needed to buy a tubing package to come with it. They've got a variety of different types of tubing. The type that I use is normally just a nasal pillow to fit over my nose. They have full face masks, etc., if that's what you need for breathing. So there's a variety of different options for that. What I went with is the P10 model of tubing. And what this comes with inside the package, installation manual, quick start guide it looks like, so you get the actual face mask associated with it, a variety of different nasal pillows. This is the medium one, standard on it. It looks like it's got a small and a large as well, and a set of tubing for it. And again, the connectors on the tubing are different to be able to connect to the device and then actually get connected to your face mask as well. So what I was hoping to look for would be something that would let me use my existing tubing so that I didn't have to worry about buying different supplies for two different machines and trying to keep track of that kind of an inventory with everything. But it looks like I may end up being in a situation where we have to do separate stuff for this particular travel device. What you can buy as a separate item is there's a adapter plug that you can buy. This one is from a company called Zeph Air, which is a CPAP hose connector, and that would allow me to plug my normal hose into this, and this would plug directly into the ResMed AirMini to be able to start CPAP therapy. So I'm hoping within the next week to be able to do some trials with this. I will try and use that with that adapter filter and use my standard tubing with it to see how that works. And we'll also be trying it out with the Humid X filter on it to get some humidity as well into the pathway for the air being provided by the CPAP machine. So as we move forward with things, we will keep you informed on how my trial is going, let you know how things proceed. Likewise, we'll include some photos of things as we embark on our next cruise coming up another month, and let you see what the setup for that looks like actually in a cabin on a cruise ship, and we will go with things from there. I think that will cover it for this particular video. So if you like the information and want to keep up on what's happening, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll be able to see updates as they occur. And if this is useful information to you, please feel free to like the video as well. This particular equipment, when I purchased it, was just right before Christmas, right before the end of the year actually. It was just after Christmas, and was able to get a good price on that because they had some discounts going at the time. Definitely shop around. Always a good thing to do. Make sure you can save yourself some money. I ended up saving about $150 to $200 on my purchase by being able to shop around and use some online coupons that I found. So keep in touch with us. Let us know what you think. And until later, we'll see you later.